Hi everybody, this is Dino Chris from Prehistoric Facts, and this is a Q&A episode, so let's actually get started, shall we? So, first, Lukezilla. Who would win, Tarbosaurus or Tyrannus? So, these two Tyrannosaurs they were found nearly around the same rock formation and in the area in Asia, the Nemegt Formation. Tarbosaurus is slightly long, is probably a little bit more slimmer than Tyrannus. Tyrannus is only known by its skull, and so Tyrannus looks a little bit more robust, whereas Tarbosaurus is a slightly sleeker. And they're kind of nearly the same size, and so I'd probably say this one could be a toss-up, but I think Tyrannus could actually have the advantage in terms of that it's got the bite force, and of course it's got the strength. Tarbosaurus has more likely got the speed and the agility, excuse me. And yeah, I think those would be the cases for Tyrannus to win that one. But I'd probably say 51% Tyrannus, 49% Tarbosaurus. But that's just me. Then your second question was the beast of Gevaudan, Gevaudan, I can't remember I don't know the pronunciation of it. A dire wolf. So what people don't know, what he's talking about here is this like legendary story from Germany or France, more likely France, back in the 1700s, like the mid to late 1700s, where people were supposedly seeing a really large wolf-like creature, and it was killing like their livestock, and it was attacking people. And its claim, and the claims were, is that this wolf-like creature was about the size of like a calf, like a like a baby cow, and so is it a dire wolf? No. I don't think it's a dire wolf. Probably what these people were really seeing was probably a really large dog or large wolf, probably a large wolf that got really big for its time, and it was probably like a rogue wolf or like a lone wolf, like a male that was really big and probably was really large. I wouldn't go as far as to say it was calf size. Maybe they were over exaggerating the size um, for that one. But it's all to be determined about like the size of that because we don't have the remains of this animal. So this animal probably was shot. It's just that it probably didn't. It probably did not survive. Like it ran off into the woods and probably died there. And nobody found the remains or the body of that thing because back then there was no way to preserve it. Because like how do you preserve something that was possibly really large, a large wolf? I think it was just a like a large, right, like a regular large wolf. That's probably my opinion on that one. I don't think it was a dire wolf because dire wolves died out uh, around 11,000 years ago. 11,000 years ago is when dire wolves died out. I don't think dire wolves actually ever survived past 11,000 years. So I think that answers your question right there. All right, Alex, do you think most of the dromaeosaurs were able to make wing drumming noises when displaying during breeding season? And do you think that it was possible for some predatory dinosaurs to have feathered crests? This is good questions, Alex. I like these. So, to your first question, do I think most dromaeosaurs were able to make wing drumming noises when displaying during breeding season? So, what he's talking about is that there's some birds out there that actually, when they are doing like display structures, mainly the males, when they're in the breeding season, they'll actually make these like kind of like these drumming noises, like very like thunderous noises from their wings, and so it almost kind of, it's like they're vibrating their wings and kind of slapping them against their body, smacking them against their body, and so making these noises. Do I think dromaeosaurs probably did that? Um, to be determined. I think this one is a to be determined type of answer. Um, what do I think they probably did use their feathers for display purposes during breeding season. Like the males were more brightly colored, of course. Like they showed off like their arm feathers and probably the tail feathers, and probably showed like the fleshy appendages like on the neck and all that. So I think those were actually pretty logical display structures for the breeding season. And to your second question, is do I think it's possible for some predatory dinosaurs to have feather crests? I think it is possible. I think it is possible. More likely, like on like at the back of the like starting from the back of the skull, going all the way down to the base of the neck. There might be some that probably had feather crests that were like a little bit more towards the hips and even on the tail. There's a possibility with that. Very good possibility that some of the predatory dinosaurs did have those. Love those questions, Alex. I love those questions. Very, very good. All right, Benjamin. Is Stegouros the most bizarre of the ankylosaurs? So, Stegouros is one of the most recent dinosaur discoveries. It is a probably say fairly to mostly complete uh, ankylosaurid or a nodosaur. I think it's more towards the ankylosaurs than anything else, but it's got a very short tail that has like these spikes all around the tail. Kind of almost looks like a miniature chainsaw, so to speak. And do I think it's the most bizarre? No, I think it's very typical to like most other ankylosaurs and nodosaurs. Um, but the only bizarre part is that it's got a very short tail, and so that's the only bizarre part. It's got a very short tail, so it probably did hunker down very, very good when a predator came by, and so just kept its legs underneath its body, and just kind of got low to the ground and just made sure that a predator did not even bother to get to the flanks. That's probably what it did. Is Masiakasaurus the strangest of all small theropods? A little bit. Because when you look at Masiakasaurus, the only thing weird about it is that when you look at the front of its mouth, the top, the like the some of the top teeth in the front and even the top teeth in the bottom, they kind of jut out, and so they jut out from the mouth, and so probably what they were, because since they were probably catching more likely fish and small reptiles and even like amphibians, because their teeth are cone shaped and they don't have a lot of serrations on their they don't have that much of serrations on their teeth, so they were more likely catching things that were going to get away from them really quickly, try to escape from the mouth. And so uh, a little bit because body wise, like typical body wise, entire body besides like the front of the snout uh, looks pretty normal for a small theropod, but from the front of the snout, basically those teeth, those are the weirdest things. That's the weirdest thing about it. Is Microraptor the smallest of all raptors? More likely, yeah. And who would win, Ankylosaurus or Stegosaurus? This is a good one here. So a good prehistoric battle here. So two plane-eating dinosaurs that have pretty good armor on them, and they're not from the same time period, and they're all from North America, of course. Um, because like Ankylosaurus is from the late Cretaceous period, from 70 to 66 million years ago, whereas Stegosaurus was in the late Jurassic period, like 155 to 145 million years ago. And so, like, if these two actually had to, well, hypothetically, of course, hypothetically, if they had to face each other, Ankylosaurus is really well armored, very well armored. It would be very low to the ground, and I think the tail club of the Ankylosaurus would definitely do a lot of damage. a lot more damage than, say, the tail spikes of the Stegosaurus. Because the Stegosaurus spikes, they're not going to hit very well with that bony like scutes and armor that it's got, that Ankylosaurus has got. I think like if Stegosaurus tried to hit Ankylosaurus with those tail spikes, sure they can actually go through some of those scutes, but Ankylosaurus is not going to get too much damage. The only way that Ankylosaurus can get damage is if the Stegosaurus hit the Ankylosaurus like underneath it, like right at the legs, base of the tail, like bottom part of the base of the tail, or even get like a really good section, a good spot, like on the underbelly. But I highly doubt it that that's going to happen. I think Ankylosaurus wins this one because Ankylosaurus is so well armored, and that tail club is going to do a lot more damage internally than like externally. And so yeah, that would be my choice of who would win that one. All right, that's it for now. And next week will be the extra episode, and that will be my review on Prehistoric Planet Season 2. So I'll get to watch that. I'll binge it and get my thoughts on Season 2. So please, everybody, do not spoil me with anything on this show, because I want to make sure that I am going into this show with a fresh look at it and no spoilers. And so I know there's a lot of people out there that have already put out spoilers, but thing is, I want to avoid spoilers. And so yeah, so make sure you don't spoil anything for me, because because many of you who have seen it, please don't spoil me. That's all I gotta say. So next week will be the extra episode on Prehistoric Planet Season 2. So I'll get to binge it and give my review on every single episode. And so give my thoughts on what some of these prehistoric animals look like, all the dinosaurs, pterosaurs, and marine reptiles. How do they think they did in terms of like design, and of course the landscapes. Was it the very perfect landscape? And of course David Attenborough is the narrator, of course, returns for that. That's always a good thing. But anyway, yeah, so the extra episode is next week Thursday, so make sure to stay tuned for that. And if you still got any questions about dinosaurs and other prehistoric life, feel free to email me at dinochrist71@gmail.com, or go to my Facebook page, Prehistoric Facts of Dino Chris. Like the page, you actually put your questions in the comment section. Please put them in the comment section. Don't put them on messengers for private conversations. So please put your questions in the comment section on the Facebook page. And also for you YouTubers out there, like the video, because that's the most important thing now for the YouTube algorithm, is that if you hit that like button, it actually spreads the video out to anybody that's interested in dinosaurs and other prehistoric life and paleontology, geology in general. So that way, the videos get spread out. And also share the videos to anybody that's interested in dinosaurs and other prehistoric life as well. And you can subscribe to the channel as well, because according to my analytics, a lot of you guys are checking out my channel and not subscribed yet. So please hit that subscribe button, and also hit that like button, like I said before, and also hit that notification bell, so that way you can get weekly notifications that comes out every single week, and so that way you can get notified of every video that comes out every single week. And also for you YouTubers out there, feel free to leave your questions in the comment section, because I do read them all. Your questions will mean a lot on the Q&A episodes, so please feel free to leave your questions in the comment section, because I do read them all. Your questions will mean a lot on these Q&A episodes. So all of you that are sending me questions via email, Facebook, and YouTube, you guys are actually awesome and giving me some great questions, and that's what keeps this channel going very well, especially these Q&A episodes. And make sure you keep your questions short to the point. You can also follow me on Instagram at dino.chris.pf. I post pretty cool stuff on there. You can also follow me on Twitter at CSGRALL. GRALL, that's my Twitter page. I post pretty cool stuff on there as well. Also, take care of people around you. Notice if you're younger people out there, and make sure listening to parents, your teachers, and your guardians. It's the best motivation. Good, have a good education. It's very important to have a good education. So with a good education, you get a good job in the future. And so, as many of you that have seen in the community tab, somewhat over a week ago, that I posted a poster of the events that are going to be happening at the Marathon County Public Library in July and August. And so if you look at those dates, those are the dates that I have that are scheduled for me to do those events. And so July 13th is on Prehistoric Sharks. July 22nd, if I remember correctly, or otherwise it may be the 24th. think it's 22nd. Is Jurassic Park. So we'll be watching the movie, and then afterward, I'll give you my the stuff that Jurassic Park got right and the stuff that Jurassic Park got wrong. You know, do a little bit of myth busting, and then August 22nd is when I talk about Tyrannosaurus Rex, and so I think all of these events are going to be awesome. And so if you can make it there, if you can make it to the Wausau, Wisconsin area, and on those dates, feel free to come on down and check out the event. I'm going to have some replicas. I'm going to have some actual fossils along with me, and of course, if you just want to come and say hello, just feel free to do so. So in the community tab, so check out the community tab. I'll be doing polls every single week this summer. So just allow you guys to to interact and also give your opinions out as well. So like the most recent poll is tell me your favorite dromaeosaur raptor. And so there's 4 categories there. There's Utah Raptor, Deinonychus, Velociraptor, and other. If you hit other, let me know what is your favorite raptor in the comment section. So go check that. Poll out, if you will. All right, that's it for now. And I'll see you guys next week.